I have for you today maybe the single most disgusting picture or image from the Trump presidency. Donald Trump has done things that have had far more far-reaching implications and that affect way more individual people. But this picture and the story behind it represent the absolute basest low of the lows of the Trump presidency and really of Donald Trump as a person. Donald Trump went to El Paso, Texas to, I guess, offer some kind of comfort to the victims of the mass shooting that took place there last weekend. At least ostensibly, that's why he was going, although understandably, a ton of the victims wanted nothing to do with Trump specifically, because this is the last person that's able to offer comfort or empathy to anybody. Some of the victims reportedly just weren't accepting visitors or weren't in a physical condition to accept visitors, and that's understandable as well. So the Trump administration learned about a baby that had been orphaned by the shooting, a 2-month-old baby, both of whose parents had been killed in the shooting. Donald Trump heard about this and had the baby brought back to the hospital where Trump was after having been discharged, the University Medical Center, El Paso, and was in a truly vile and disgusting photograph, looking absolutely thrilled with the same smile and double thumbs up that Trump employs after, cheating on a golf tournament and winning or whatever, while Melania Trump holds the baby. This is the epitome of a disgusting photo op. This is not how normal people function and how they behave in society. A normal person wouldn't have had the baby brought back to the hospital. A normal person wouldn't look ecstatic to be photographed with a baby whose entire life has just been turned upside down by the brutal murder of both of the baby's parents. And what's even worse is that during this visit to El Paso, Donald Trump bragged about the crowd size the last time he was in El Paso. This video is of Trump speaking to emergency workers, first responders, people working hours and hours to try to clean up the tragedy that was this horrific mass shooting, which politically Donald Trump is unwilling to do anything about. Here is Donald Trump saying, I had just such a great crowd last time I was here, and making fun of Beto O'Rourke.
I was here 3 months ago. We made a speech, and we had what was the name of the arena? That place was packed, right?
I was front row.
Right? The judges have respected
I was front row.
What was the name?
I was front row there.
He was in the
Oh,
front
good.
row.
Come here, man. That was some crowd.
Thank you for
And we had twice the number outside. And then you had this crazy Beto. Beto had like 400 people in a parking lot.
He's meeting with first responders, and he makes fun of another presidential candidate who's actually from El Paso and who actually shows empathy and understanding for the tragedy that has been suffered. And he talks about the size of his crowd the last time that he was there. What's most notable here? Is it Trump's lack of empathy? Is it, again, is this cognitive decline? That always comes up, but I don't want to give Trump an easy out. He may genuinely just be a terrible person who doesn't care about anybody else, but cognitive decline comes up again. He doesn't know to do anything other than thumbs up and grin when a photograph is being taken. How sick or terrible of a person do you need to be to think using an orphaned boy as a photo op prop and grinning your way like a doofus through it is even remotely appropriate? And then to brag to the people there about the size of the crowd the last time you were in El Paso. And it sort of makes sense that for Donald Trump, he thinks of all of these visits as just another visit. In other words, the last time Trump was in El Paso, he had a big crowd. He's back for another visit, so he talks about the crowd last time. It's no different that last time it was a Build the Wall MAGA rally, and this time it's because of a mass shooting at which a whole bunch of people died and were injured. For Trump, it's just another visit where he believes himself to be the center of attention, believes that he should be the center of attention, and believes that what everybody cares about is getting pictures with him and hearing about how great his last visit was and how stupid Beto O'Rourke is or whatever else. Consider for a second who benefits from this photo. It's not the baby. It's not the hospital. It's not the other victims. This is a photo that only benefits Trump, particularly when you consider that the baby had already been discharged and was asked to come back by Donald Trump and his administration. And by the way, I mean, I don't even know that it makes sense to go down this road because it's just, you know where it'll go. The baby being Hispanic, who knows how that is going to be spun by Trump and the administration. And Trump does show empathy. It's not fair to say that Trump doesn't care about the kids in cages, the Latin American kids in cages. Look at Trump in the picture with the baby. Well, the baby was a prop in the picture, and Trump was grinning like a buffoon and holding two thumbs up. An unconscionably vile moment of the Trump presidency. And there have been many, but really summed up incredibly concisely by this picture. Today's program brought to you in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. Blinkist is a great service that I use all the time. What they do is they take thousands of the most popular nonfiction books, including the newest bestsellers. They condense them into 15-minute audiobooks that you can listen to, and you still get the most crucial information and insights from each book. And I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. I recently checked out Soccernomics by Simon Cooper. We do have, after all, the World Cup going on recently. We also have been talking about BS Jobs, and there is a great new book, BS Jobs by David Graeber, which I listen to on Blinkist. They're constantly adding new books to the platform. You will never run out of fascinating and critically acclaimed books to enjoy. And our audience can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm putting a link in the video description. And after the free trial, if you like it, you can continue enjoying thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. That's BLINKIST.com/PAKMAN.